What is going on, dreamers? All right, so in an attempt to continue to stray away from the solely music video oriented reactions, today I'm going to be reacting to a portion of Destiny's stream that he uploaded yesterday, where he reacts, and not reacts, sorry, debates with a bunch of streamers and content creators. We got people like the likes of Sneako, we got ABBA, we have Lav, we've got Wicked Supreme, we've got Destiny, obviously. So we've got a bunch of content creators all debating, and honestly, this is my jam. I love when different content creators get together and just talk it out, discuss, debate, and everybody leaves with different ideologies in their head. I'm not going to talk too much for this intro. Let's jump right into it. This is just the ending portion. If you'd like to, head over to Destiny's channel and you can react to all of this video. It's about 2 hours long, but we're just going to react to like the final 10 minutes or so where we talk about the incident with DJ Academics over on Fresh and Fit and the types of communities and behaviors it invites. Let's get it.
Well, I'm more with your perspective that I would rather be sexist and women be misandrist like fucking Stardust, so we can kind of shit on each other, so we can laugh at each other's expense, but then ultimately there's like a mutual respect that we can collaborate on and move on forward together. Same thing with race shit. Like I would like to be a little bit racist, my brother in arms be a little bit racist, and then we work together.
Ultimately you can't. White guys can't be racist the same way that I can be racist. It's not the same thing. And same thing, women can be openly misandrist and we cannot be at all misogynist or whatever the fuck. You can't make jokes or else people like Destiny come in, well, I don't want to foster a misogynist.
I think that's a solid point. I think that's a really good point. And I think that Sneako raises the point because it is something that gets him upset. It's not something that openly gets me upset because as a man, I kind of benefit from most of the things in society, and if I don't, I can find a way to. So I don't really got to worry about it too much. But the truth of reality is that there are certain people who can be a little bit more provocative, a little bit more. They can take advantage, and I'm one of those people. Being a black man, I can definitely be a little bit more racist towards people, and it doesn't backlash me as much as it would if a white man did it. You get me? And that's just a part of reality that we have to accept. Where it gets blurred is I don't think it's okay for you to bitch and moan about it if you're someone like Sneako, someone in the red pill community, to tell people who are, maybe poor or struggling, oh, don't bitch and moan about that, just find a way to get around it. To tell people or tell women, don't say, women power, don't say, just embrace your femininity because there are inherent differences between men and women. Well, there are inherent differences between black people and white people. There are inherent differences between men and women. There are inherent differences between younger people and older people. There are inherent differences that lie within every different type of social bracket that you can put yourself into, and there are advantages and disadvantages that come with both. So just fucking accept it, dude. I don't see why you would like sit there and bitch about it as much as this guy does, or on the counter side bitch about it as much as this guy does.
Everybody here would agree that's a problem.
That's how you get Twitch. You get Twitch a place full of simps because they encourage one specific behavior and they only allow one certain type of joke and they're trying to do something.
Okay, but as opposed to that, or that's how you get things where like you and AD are like fucking traumatizing some fucking poor Brazilian chick on Fresh and Fit. Like it's not like your side looks any better. What do you mean?
Well, it wasn't AD, it was Academics. Put some respect on AD.
Oh, my bad, Academics. Me.
She wasn't traumatized. We were joking too.
Yo, he was not joking.
See,
he was
bull fucking shit, Sneako. Bull fucking shit, bro. This is like, you can't just flip flop. Oh, we were just joking. We were just joking. That's not joking. Y'all literally sat there, and how many times did you make this face? How many times were you in the corner like, because you knew that Ack was going too ham if he's this macho man at Red Pill Alpha. Ooh, if he's what he's claiming to be, why are you going so ham on a woman? Like, just because she said you fat as fuck and her man dicks her down better than you. Like, I don't get that shit. And now you trying to, oh, we were just all joking. Get that shit. Y'all had to cancel the show over that shit. That's not joking. Get that shit out of here, man.
Triggered.
Academics was triggered, but I was joking. She was making jokes because I'm half Asian. She was saying I have a shrimp, and she was like
she did say that.
She had a bush sticking out of her panties.
Oh,
we're joking,
Christ.
going back and forth. It's fine. But everybody has a problem to say it's bullying when it's me. When she's saying I have a shrimp dick because I'm Asian, nobody blinks a
Okay, I would have to look
Cause
at
you're
her comments,
Asian.
like, wait,
Hold on. Cause you're Asian. It wasn't cause you're Asian. She wasn't even focused on you, G. Y'all started flaming her voice. Remember that? Y'all started talking about her voice first for like 5 minutes. For like 5 whole minutes, y'all were just, oh, you sound like Pop Smoke. If I was fucking you, I wouldn't be able to get hard because I wouldn't be able to deal with somebody with such a scruffy voice. And the moment she says anything about you having a shrimp dick, anything about academics having a big ass stomach, then y'all just boom explode on her. What are you talking? This is a complete misrepresentation of anything that happened in that entire interview. What the fuck?
wait, did she make the shrimp?
This is a mischaracterization of what happened. You came at her out of nowhere calling her Pop Smoke. That's how that shit
Exactly.
started. She did not start off calling you shrimp dick. You came at her voice out of nowhere. And I didn't mention in my YouTube video, and I'll let you off on that one, but the fact is you started that shit. And then
Right.
DJ
Let
Academics
me off
came
on
in
that
and
one.
wrote your coattails. What?
Bro, why are you so obsessed with like trying to be the moral police?
Oh my
because
god.
you're misinterpreting what
Oh my, you're lying. He's not being the moral police. You're lying to make the situation look better on you. That's not the same thing, Sneak. Oh my fucking
To your
god.
favor. You're bullshitting. You're
The
making
only
it sound
thing
like
Abba talks about with anybody, when you talk about love,
Oh my god.
No, you came in here and then you're trying to rewrite the situation, talk about,
Exactly,
she
and
was
you
cracking
hate
jokes,
that
and that's
shit.
not what happened.
You hate it
are-
when girls like flip the narrative and rewrite the story to make it look worse on the man, to do false allegations. But that's essentially the same shit you're doing right now, Sneako. That's the same shit you're doing, bro. You're literally rewriting how the shit went. Oh, I was just sitting there and she came calling me a shrimp dick because I'm Asian. Like, that's not what happened at all. You're playing the race card, first of all, bro. Stop being a pussy. And then you're trying to act like you were the victim. And you hate when bitches do that. Or, sorry, when women do that. So why the fuck would you then do the same shit? It makes no sense.
ripping on a woman who came on the platform for the first
I started
time.
making jokes about her for deep voice. She started making jokes too. She made jokes about shrimp dick Asian shit. I made jokes about her bush. It's fine. Academics went really far and whatever. But you guys say I was bullying her. Well, it was just joking. But my point is, Abba, you always come in like,
But did she agree?
Yeah, nah.
to the roasting, it's a podcast. My point is, Abba will come in here and say that he has a stand-up comedy pass, but at the same time have a whole YouTube channel being the moral high ground on everybody else. When he introduces Lav, oh, this is what people discredit her for. What she does, and immediately Abba's only talking about the stuff that's negative that he knows other people, he's gonna get attention for that. That's the big part of the online community that sucks.
This is a deflection. It is
people
true.
will only talk about negative things
And
to get attention.
Sneako, whose whole live streaming career revolved around shitting on women every single day, 7 days a week. Do not come in here and talk about moral police. Your literal job and how you made 6 figures that you're begging YouTube for now was shitting on women and reacting to other videos shitting on women. Do not come in here where you've called everyone bots without knowing anything about them. Where you've come in and called everyone too stupid and government retards.
See, like, it's a good point. It's a good point. I don't want to pick sides because Sneako definitely had some valid points just now where, Abba and Preach, that's their thing. Their thing is to, react to content and provide, like, some sort of, like, judgment on whether or not it's, it's right, wrong, whatever, what's good, what's bad, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But Sneako, don't pretend like you weren't doing the same shit. And does that not make you a bot? Does that not make you a bot? I don't get it. Everybody else is a bot immediately unless they think like you and Tate and fucking Fresh and Fit. But then you can characterize people and put people into a box before you even know their full range of perspectives, right? You can do that. But then the moment someone else does that to you without having a full fucking 3-hour discussion with you to find out exactly where you stand and what's a joke and what's not a joke, if somebody does that to you, then all of a sudden they're just a bot and they're just following a narrative. Bro, it's got to be consistent for people to fuck with you. I feel like that is why Tate blew up even more after his canceling. I don't think the same thing's happening to Sneako. Sneako's remaining at around the same level that he was at before when he was actually allowed on YouTube. And that's because he's not consistent. Your viewpoints flip-flop whenever it fits you best. I feel like it has to do with the age thing, but then again, it is what it is. I'm younger too, and I've changed my beliefs and everything, but I feel like Sneako's not somebody that's open to changing his beliefs unless it's dealing with the Muslim community.
And now try to tell me I'm moral police. My friend, your entire job was saying the truth, but really you were just shitting on women and shitting on people.
No, I'm calling out the feminist brainwashing and why these women are ego and power tripping right
police
now.
here calling out feminist. Okay, carry on.
I was calling out the fact that all these women echo the same things that they read on TikTok and the feminist brainwashing. And I understand that you want to have a middle ground fence-sitting audience so that you can get both sides, and you never actually have an opinion. You just pick out bullshit that you see from other people.
That's not true.
And you don't have
That's not true about Ava's content. Let's
what
be
I'm
fair.
calling out is the feminist brainwashing and why women all think the same thing and why the dating game
Wait,
is
hold
fucked
up,
up.
Sneako.
So I can make
but
jokes about it without you saying
truth.
I'm here criticizing all the time.
But my point. All right, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. He told the truth.
Sorry,
and now
I
the
wasn't
truth
trying
is told,
to
you can
talk over
reply.
black men. So fucking Sneako. So my thing though is like, so if your intent was to review all that content, all women suck, this, that, the other, but the whole reason why is to kind of like fuck with them more, like understand like these are social dynamics, they're toxic for everybody, we're trying to push past them, like all that kind of shit. If there was some kind of like positive spin at the fucking end, I think I could fuck with it. As a matter of fact, I think that would be
the same reason we were talking about the jokes in the military, how we make racist jokes so that we can go exist with each other.
No, but see, Sneako, you're not even letting him finish. You heard him say something positive and you're jumping on it, but I feel like the next part that he's going to say is, there is no positive spin at the end, Sneako. You don't provide that. You just talk shit and then the video's over. You don't provide a positive spin. So now you're leeching onto this nigga just because he agreed with you from momentarily. He agreed with you. And you're like, yeah, exactly like how I said. Just wait. Let him finish because I don't even think he's really actually agreeing with you right now, but I could be wrong. Let me finish the clip.
People with different races and creeds. I love women. Hold on.
But do the females feel that way? Do the females feel that way?
Okay.
Like, for instance, that chick on the podcast, did she feel like she was fucking with you in a good way that both of y'all were enjoying, or was she horrified and she was trying to basically
She wasn't
stab you in your
horrified.
chest?
That's some liberal stuff. She started a whole podcast with it. She's very happy about the tension. She likes it. My point is that we should be able to make jokes about both sides. The reason that I call out the feminist brainwashing is because I want to coexist with women. I love women, and they make no goddamn sense. And so the frustration is the content. And you misconstrue it as criticizing and all the time and hating women when I'm really just trying to point out something so at the end of the day, I can be like, yo, you cool, come down. Wait, turn your camera on. What you looking like? That's the whole point.
I just want to make a clarification
What?
that Sneako says she wasn't traumatized, but according to her own words, the whole experience for her was quite traumatic. So you can go off what Sneako says when he ascribes to her an intent or an idea, but her own words were that experience for her was fair.
Because that's what women get to do. That's part of the feminist brainwashing. Imagine if I said
That's
that
a
out
part
loud,
of this. She
that
didn't.
I'm
No,
traumatized.
how do you not see the hypocrisy? And I don't bro. My mind is fucking blown. How do you not see the hypocrisy when they actually say what they feel? You can just say that's feminist brainwashing. It's bullshit. Here's what they actually think. You can tell them what they think. You can talk shit about what they think, and you just control the truth, Sneako. You are the truth police, even though you're hating on Alba for being the fucking moral police. That makes no, bro. It doesn't make sense. You have to understand exactly where your consistency goes out the window. When you look around the chat, I mean, of course he could just say everybody in the chat's a bot. He could call I'm a bot. Fuck it. Everybody's a bot who disagrees with him, right? But if that's your mentality, then you don't actually want to coexist with anybody, because the moment that you're disagreed with, you're a bot. I don't need to hear it. Bro, what?
That she said I had a shrimp dick because I'm Asian. Imagine if I said I'm traumatized because she said I have a small penis. Nobody would fucking care.
Wait, but Sneako, that's not really what happened. I'm not necessarily saying she's traumatized or not, but like what happened in that situation is like you called her Pop Smoke, she shot back a little bit, and then she made fun of DJ Academics, and he fucking went off for like 10 minutes straight.
Thank you.
So like the idea that like you saying I'm traumatized being called shrimp dick is
It's
comparable
a fucking...
to being like screamed at by like one man, and then having you jump in as she's being screamed at and making fun of her pussy. Like these aren't really the same thing. Like,
right. She made a joke. She made a joke, bro.
She's traumatized, but
was she traumatized?
That doesn't matter.
She had a deep voice. Was she traumatized by me making fun of her Pop Smoke voice?
I don't think so. She was bantering back and forth.
Okay.
She definitely.
I doubt. Tactics again.
No, hold up.
This is the problem. This is the problem. You're meeting toxic femininity with toxic masculinity. Like this is literally the problem.
Cringe.
How does it feel? Lav is on your side, you son of a bitch.
Cringe. You know, I hate when people can't have these conversations without using these fucking radioactive cringe
you
words.
think that I am equating that to all masculinity and femininity. I'm not. But when you meet toxicity with more toxicity, of course she's not fucking traumatized. It's a fucking podcast. But you pretending like you did nothing wrong is the exact counter, and why nobody will meet in the fucking middle. It's ridiculous. So you're having this extreme reaction to her extreme reaction, and it's going fucking nowhere.
My extreme reaction.
Your extreme
Probably
reaction would be like
pussy.
misogyny is good. Misogyny is good.
Yeah, a little bit. Whatever word you want to use, but being able to joke about other people is good.
Sure,
I mean, in the
but they have
Fresh and
to be
Fit
in on the
podcast,
It has to be. It has to
in
be
the
like
Fresh and
a
Fit
mutual
podcast, it was
thing.
2 men against
You know
1
what you were
woman.
doing. Nico, are
Okay.
you
Yeah, it
telling
has to
me?
be.
Are you
It has
telling me you go
mutual
in? Are you?
from both sides?
Bro, these niggas have to
it didn't
wait.
start that way.
If your goal is to like
you're talking
deconvert, if your goal is to like deconvert like radical men or whatever, Lav, I'm just
Why
telling
didn't you
this is
check
why dudes sometimes
DJ
hear you talking and they say,
Academics?
I love women so much. It's not
Great.
even
Thank
because
you
they
so
hate
much
women.
for- thank
It's
you so
because
much
the
for
case. No,
solidifying that
listen.
after
I
you're
just want you to
saying
hear. I want you to understand. The
I
reason why I
understand
said that
what
was
you're saying,
cringe.
and I don't
Okay.
agree with it.
Okay, you don't agree
I already
with
know what you're
why.
gonna say.
Okay,
I already know what you're
okay.
gonna say. You
What
heard.
am I gonna say? Go ahead,
toxic
make it. No, go ahead.
masculinity.
You have to understand she hangs out with Mac.
You heard
Alright.
you heard me
She knows
say
what
the
you're
word.
gonna say.
You heard me say the word toxic masculinity and had a fucking tizzy. I said toxic femininity also. I think both things are fucking true. I think you can relax just like the rest of the audience for the shit that I'm about to say next. But Sneako, you walk into a situation where you're obviously there are like all these women who are basically there for like lol cows, right? Like all these uneducated women who are usually sex workers at a disadvantage, and you go into that room with these men who basically just denigrate women all day, and I'm sure that you can recognize that that's what they do, even if you think that the women deserve it. You know that that's what they do, and you're walking into a position of power because you're a man and you're denigrating a fucking table full of women, and then you decide to make fun of one. What do you think you're doing?
Joking around, roasting.
Yeah, but do you not understand that there's a power differential? That you're virtue signaling.
You know what the power difference is? Is that you guys are still talking about a 10-minute interaction on this panel right here. I've seen 30 reaction videos to that one interaction, and if it's reverse, nobody would talk about it. People just talk positively about men in those situations. There's no review. You wouldn't. And Abba here, Abba's obsessed.
I do it with Max.
The reason people are talking about this so much is because of how the reason.
Let him speak. He didn't finish his point. Everyone interrupted him. Go ahead, speak.
People like Abba and all the reaction commentators and stuff like that, they won't talk about all the points and all the times that we can debunk feminism and debunk the brainwashing. They don't speak a fucking word about it. But there's 30 reaction videos to one little interaction. We are still in here talking about the panel. The one time where it's like fake red pill, fake alpha male, you only want to talk about men and people who are speaking positively about men in a negative way to meet in the middle ground. But you can't talk about women in the same way or else you get banned.
But I mean, I will say, like, the reason why people talk about that clip so much.
I will say, there are, first of all, there are not many instances where there's a group full of women and then there's one man sitting there and all the women are just shitting on the man. And when there are instances like that, don't lie. People call it out, bro. You're bullshitting. For you to say nobody calls it out, bro, you're fucking capping. That's literally a lie. It's literally a lie. And then for you to say Abba and Preach don't do that, it's even bigger of a lie. If you haven't, check out the video I dropped yesterday where it's like the dating thing. They've reacted to so many of like videos from Jubilee, Cut, all like those different channels where the idiocy of fucking feminism is exposed, and they talk about it. They detail it and they say exactly why it's confusing. They say why it's dumb and why following that type of ideology leads to just a complete generation of idiots. They talk about it. There are a bunch of content creators who talk about it. They talk about it in a civil way without shitting on them, and that's why they don't get canceled. You got canceled because you don't know how to talk civilly, and that's what's required on a platform like YouTube, like Twitch, like TikTok, like all those other platforms.
Trending so much is it such a flagrant hypocrisy of Fresh and Fit's own worldview.
Exactly.
That's why people like, it's not just the misogyny, it's the fact that there was you and two other men watching DJ Academics attack a woman for minutes straight,
and nobody said shit. You guys are supposed, which is everyone says, you guys are pretending to be these alpha males and we don't need to shit on women, we're better anyway, we treat women with respect. Fresh and Fit both talk about treating women with respect, those, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There was not a shred of fucking respect in that clip, not a shred.
Shit, and took his headset off and walked out, which was the best standing up anyone did. But if you like talk, especially not you, because I know you're not big into the alpha male thing, but for Fresh and Fit, it was a blatant hypocrisy of their own.
That was beta fucking
That's
shit,
why
bro.
That was trending so hard.
That was beta
I would agree
as
with you
fuck.
that in general, we're always willing to like attack men for like their fuck ups a little bit more than women. Like I would agree with that, but
yes,
part of why that was trending so hard is that hypocrisy.
Okay, Destiny, I'm gonna ask you. you've seen enough of my content. Is Sneako, what Sneako says is true in regards to the fact that we don't cover the ways in which feminists can be hypocrites, or the ways in which women can engage in misandry or hypergamy. Is it true when Sneako says that we don't
Complete
talk about
bullshit.
the things that the red pill dudes get right?
Complete bullshit.
No, you do talk about these things, but real quick, I think that the issue is that because I have to leave soon, the issue that's happening is this feels really gross to say, but Lav is 100% correct, but Abba is also 100% correct. Something that Lav hasn't learned yet is that you can't say the word toxic to any of these guys, especially Sneako, because they're actual bots and they will get triggered out of their fucking mind. And Abba too.
I think that was a great point.
Abba's a bot. If you say the word if you say the word toxic, their brain completely shuts off. Abba and Sneako both have the bug. Okay,
Lav made a great point. Lav made a great point.
Well, let me fit. Hold on, you can't steal it in front of me. What I was gonna say, just real quickly,
you are assuming what I'm saying.
No, I'm not assuming. Just saying. I was gonna say what I was gonna
You
say.
did the same shit earlier. I already know what you're gonna say. What the fuck?
That's what I was gonna say. That if there are some people that are being, I'm not gonna reset it. Yeah, if there are people being really toxic, you can just be toxic back, because then everybody's just gonna continue being toxic, and then we're all just kind of like fucked.
And then you're claiming, I want to create neutrality.
Okay, you're gonna get the last one, and then I'm leaving. I can host whoever's streaming right now. Who's streaming right now?
All I was trying to say was that in the ways in which a lot of feminists or women engage in these conversations with using these supercharged words ends up turning off a lot of dudes. So when you came to this conversation, Lab, I wasn't disagreeing with the point that you're making. I'm trying to let you understand that when you use these words that have so much loaded history and
all right, they're wrapping up, man. They're wrapping up. But yeah, this was an interesting ass fucking stream. These things always get me charged. Like I can't, bro. Like there's always these back and forths. There's always like to actually meet a middle ground. You have to be able to debate intelligently, to understand points, not predict what people are gonna say, not cut people off and tell people, oh, I already know where you're going with this, so bullshit. Let me call you bullshit now. Just listen and fucking. Then you can speak. Then you can get your point across, and then you can hope that the person who you listen to will listen to you and get your point. Let me know what you guys think about what everybody in this video said, man. This is a very, very heated debate, but overall, everyone made some very good points. That's everyone. That's coming from Sneako, Lav, Abba, Destiny. Everyone made some good points. And yeah, so Dreamers,